Hey! What's going on, everybody? Ali Mehdaoui here with another episode of the ME Show, and we are live. It is Tuesday afternoon, Season 2, Episode 2, and I got a good one for you today. So first and foremost, I'd like to welcome everybody that is jumping on from wherever you could be around the world. And today, I know for a fact, is going to be a global episode for the simple fact that we literally have a special guest that is going to be all the way from the UK. So I am definitely excited about having her on. But before we do so, just some housekeeping. Just remember, this show is live, so anything can go. And secondly, if this is your very first time hopping on the show, we'd like to welcome you. We want you to know that we empower and work with struggling entrepreneurs and companies to become success stories, and we definitely want you to be a success story. So definitely feel free to comment, to engage, share this video even, because there are many people who may be suffering in silence, and by you sharing this video, you can be a beacon of positivity, a beacon of life for them. But nonetheless, today we're going to talk about why does your team keep on quitting on you? If you are in network marketing, or if you are even in a traditional business, leadership is a quality that not many people master at first. Now, I believe that everybody has that quality of leadership, but there are many different parts or particles, if you will, of that major puzzle. And we are here today to discuss it and talk about it. For those of you who have been with us for the whole season 1 and are back with us, obviously you know the drill. Make sure you share this video and give us some love, give us some hearts and some engagements, and drop a number 1 if you are a regular and have been on the ME show before, and drop a number 2 if this is your very first time, because we'd like to send you something via inbox messenger after the show itself. So nonetheless, I definitely want to take on the opportunity, or bring on our very special guest, the one and only. This young woman has literally traveled and worked around the world. She had different backgrounds in different traditional businesses, different professions, if you will. Has an incredible story, speaks multiple languages, has the stamina of a warrior. I don't think I know anybody that stays up and work as much as she does. And I'm definitely excited on having her on tonight with us, that we're going to discuss this topic. And let me see here. Not only it is right now 7 p.m., which is, if you had 5, midnight in the UK right now, but she definitely has taken the time to have a conversation with us, to chat with us for a little bit, and definitely more importantly, to help you understand what could be some of the things that could lead your team to be quitting on you. But even more so, I'm really interested for all of you to hear in her motivational story, because she has a heck of a one. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome to all of you the one and only Miss Pip Claire. What's going on, young lady?
Hi Ali, how are you?
I am amazing. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Fine, yeah.
Phenomenal. First and foremost, welcome to the ME show. You know, I'm really excited on having you tonight, because believe it or not, you are the very first non-U.S. resident or citizen that we have had on the show. So this is a pretty big deal for us. You just took us global.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure is ours. So first and foremost, Pip, I mean, obviously there's many people who, you know, don't know your story and you know, what kind of led you into the entrepreneurial route itself. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and where the business light bulb kind of sparked for you?
Well, I spent 20 years in a corporate society, working for big businesses around the world and traveling. And it was great fun, and I enjoyed it. But I was working 19 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Wow.
or 6.5 days a week, I should say. And I loved the challenge of it, but I was not. I had my 2 children and with me, and with a backpack literally, and I never saw much of them. So after spending 20 years of doing this around the globe and stuff like that, and relocating back to the UK, it was time for me to spend time with my kids. I'd missed so much of their lives anyway, and I discovered network marketing. I'd heard about it over the years, and like most people, I frowned upon it, but the light bulb was effectively just being able to be at home, you know, and spending time with the boys and with my animals and my parents, who are getting quite a little bit on in years. So that was my sort of main sort of drive to start networking as such.
That's incredible. And, you know, speaking on having that drive, I mean, you just mentioned your family, and some people in the network marketing profession call it the reason why. I mean, Simon Sinek wrote a whole book about, you know, start with the why. What is that why for you, if you were to elaborate on it a little bit?
Well, like most things, it kind of changes, but my fundamental basics of my why is to be able to provide for my family and be able to spend the last few, and it's going to sound very depressive, but spend the last few years around my parents. As I said, I was away for 15 years solidly. I didn't come home maybe twice in 15 years. So it's the opportunity to be, my why is to be home with them, and also to provide for the boys. I would like them to see that life is bigger than traditional things, and give them the opportunity to travel the world like I did.
Well, here comes the million-dollar question. Why not do it in a traditional job or a traditional business? Why network marketing?
I used to leave home at 6:30 in the morning. I used to get home at night, mostly about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock some nights, not till 3 the following morning. I got a lovely salary for it at the end of the day, but it wasn't mine. I was working for somebody else, and I was doing the work for the amount of passion and time I put into that position. It was for somebody else. It wasn't for myself. It wasn't for my family. So regardless of the hours I put in, it was a stagnant salary. And for me, the light bulb was sort of like, well, why am I doing this for somebody else when I could be doing it for myself?
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Say that again?
And with less hours, obviously, because I don't have to do 19 hours a day like I did.
That's incredible. Now, you know, your network marketing career is pretty young. I mean, I would say, correct?
Yeah, I'm a baby.
You are a baby in network marketing. So what was some of the obstacles that might have led you to say at times, well, you know, maybe I don't want to follow this individual, not necessarily an upline, but just anybody in general. Maybe you watched a video of somebody, or, you know, a trainer, or you know, somebody even from your support team that kind of led you to feel some type of way. And I ask just to educate those who are watching to be very careful, because it is a privilege to have a team. It is a privilege to have following. And it's a thin line that you can do one wrong thing and you can lose that trust. What are some of the things that you might have experienced that you would recommend to the masses? Hey, do not do this, because it could lead you for your team to not want to be with you.
Well, just going back on the beginning of the sentence, is one of the things that I tend to find is that I don't like, I tend to, people that the false promise, you know, the false hope that is out there. And I think a lot of people should be aware that there is a lot of false promise. But I think once you find a company that you're interested in, and you find somebody that's there to nurture you and help you and lead you, that's where people, I think, I'm trying to say it the right way, but I think my problems were slightly different, because I sort of jumped in at the deep end and managed to learn things very quickly on my own. However, there is a very big niche there of people not being trained properly, and then that's why, for me, it's very scary for anybody else new coming in here. So I think that if you have a leader that looks after you, somebody that trains you, or just good team friends around you, that's the fundamental essence of any sort of network marketing job, I believe, anyway, is having support.
That's incredible. If I were to give you, you know, a computer and say, type in the characteristics of a leader that you would want to follow, who would be, like, what characteristics you would put into that description box?
Honesty is very important to me, and I would say integrity, because I want to know, you know, and I think honesty, integrity, and I would go for loyalty as well. Somebody that doesn't jump boat every 5 minutes is somebody that will work with you and stay with you all the way through. So honesty and integrity is very important to me.
So honesty and integrity would be on top, and you would think that would be an automatic, right?
You'd think so.
Why do you think people at times deviate from telling the truth, or from their, you know, having integrity? What are some of the things that push them to compromise?
I think it's money at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there's a lot of driven. Some companies are very driven to selling and getting certain points within the system, or DVs or whatever. And I think on that basis, that makes people start seeing the pounds, and the pounds then overtake the instinct to take care. So once they see that, I don't know, I drop off for whatever reason, it becomes a little bit more sort of bashing as opposed to caring, if that makes any sense.
That makes complete sense. Now, one thing that I do know is that you happen to be a founding member of a network marketing company right now. While many people look for, the 30-year-old company and so on and so forth, why did you see value in being part of the founding members or starting a movement? What does that mean to you in terms of timing and positioning?
Well, for me, it's being at the beginning is great, because it means that you have in this case, you have a say of the way forwards. And also being in something relatively new, well, very new, it's basically part of the growth of it. Forming a business, how we see it. I mean, this particular company looks at our opinions as well. So it's very nice to have somebody, although I'm still a baby in the networking industry, I've done sort of corporate and business side of it. And so for me, it's, the training side, to have a say in how it's done, how it's spoken to the layman, because obviously the layman doesn't understand the technological words that are said. So I think for me, it was just to be able to have a part of a say in where it's going and how it grows.
Right. Now that makes complete sense. Now let's talk about training. Many people see and watch training, and one thing that you and I and a few of our colleagues, we usually talk about the 5%. Les Brown is my favorite quote, and I talk about it after every training. Is Les Brown always says, I train tens of thousands of people at a time, but only 5% always apply what I teach them. What do you think pushes a few, very few, to actually apply, and the rest to just observe and do absolutely nothing? What do you think is that differentiator?
I think you've got to have a vision, you've got to have stamina. I think you've got to believe in what you're doing to be that part of the 5%, because it's not, there is so much training to intake with, there's so many different styles of training and stuff like that. And I can only speak for myself, for me, it's stamina. I believe that if a company that I'm with is going to go far, and it will go far, then the training is essential. And I'm always wanting to learn anyway. So that 5% are the people that want to learn more. They want to absorb everything going around them. And training is not always just necessarily about the position. It's not about the work either. It's about yourself. So once you've improved yourself, then you can help others in a better way as well. So I think that's my sort of defining line, is this stamina might be the wrong word, but it's the passion to want to do better in yourself and to do better in your business, I guess.
And passion is really in anything in life, not just in business. Whatever you're passionate about and really believe it, with everything within you, usually comes to fruition. Now let's talk a little bit about process. You've gone through a whole transformation of approach, right? At first it was just let's talk to everybody about everything but now you're kind of changing your approach a little bit, where you're seeing a lot more control and a lot more, I guess, elegance in your approach, where you're more relaxed and more in control of the process itself. What can you share with the viewers, a little bit about your approach itself?
Before I was a bull in a china shop, as they say. I'd go in and say, right, this is what I've got, and join me, and it's great, and that's it. Now, it's an understanding that basically I'm here to help you. I'm not here to take from you. So my approach has changed in the sense that, I genuinely want to know what you need in life. Whether it's, what you want out of life. And my approach is more soft. I'd have to, if you had to give it a term to the strength, because it's over the time of the training, I've become to want to know, if that makes any sense. I've come to care a little bit more, whereas before it was sort of, you have to make the money, you have to make the goal, you have to do that, whether that be in traditional or the networking. Now it's really, I generally want to know how you are. Can I help you? It's not about helping myself anymore. Yes, at the end of the day, we have to earn money to feed our children, but the whole ethos, that's changed my whole approach, because it's I'd rather you said no to something that I've got in my hand, but then I can help you with something else to make sure that your life is easier. So that's how it's changed, if that makes any sense at all.
No, that makes complete sense, and I've personally have witnessed it, and you know those are some of the things that do make a difference. And for those of you leaders that are out there, I highly recommend that you take the time and invest your effort, resources, wisdom in your team, and let them know, like, hey, there is a process that you need to learn. There is a system, and whenever you change the system, you automatically change the results. In the network marketing profession, we are professionals. We are not, salespeople who are running around and rah and tell everybody buy my product or service, and you're gonna, start flying. No, there is a professional process that you have to be part of, and you have to be to partake in order to have the proper results. Let's talk about mindset. Have you noticed, because of network marketing, have you experienced a shift of your mindset itself?
Yes, I tend to be a lot, without sounding too crass, I tend to be a lot nicer to people. I mean, before, as I said, it was very much a job and I had to get on with it. Now my mindset has changed in the sense there's a happier out. It might sound very dairy, but there's a happier outlet to life. It's it's about enjoying yourself, and that portrays better onto people as well. So I think there has been a huge change in the way that my mind works. And when I meet people, it's a completely different sort of picture that I paint as opposed to before, to say figures and facts.
Has it allowed you to meet some great people and create some meaningful relationships that you would have never had otherwise before network marketing?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, before I can be very brutal. So before I'd speak to people, and after 2 seconds I'd have summed them up and thought numpty and moved on. Now I'm actually generally wanting to know the person behind the face, if that makes any sense. So,
no, that makes complete sense. Yeah. Now let's talk about activity. You have a team that you're working with that you have a specific amount of activity, and not only that, the way you're encouraging one another. I see you all in few groups. Whenever you see something, you automatically tag the rest of your team. Why do you do that?
It's teamwork. At the end of the day, it's not me, it's us. We the specific group that I'm with, we're very close. We help each other every day. We talk to each other every day. If one of us is feeling a little bit despondent, we push them back up to, be happy with life and looking forward to the future. And it's the word team. I mean, that's something I'm very passionate about anyway. And we are a team, and that means you help each other. You don't leave one person standing at the side just because.
If you were to give us an example of, a support team member, an upline, if you were to talk to the audience, anybody who's an upline, what advice would you say to them? Like, what kind of example you would want them to showcase to their team?
I think the main example is remember your team. Your team are why you're there. You don't get to where you are because of who you are. You get there because of the people you're with. And I think team is a word that should be used more often and emphasised more often. And not just said, it should be meant. It's show and tell as opposed to just speaking the words. Let's walk the walk as well. So teamwork is very, very important.
Absolutely, I could not agree with you on that. Now, your team is scattered all over the world. Some are in the U.S., some are in Ghana, some are in the U.K., a little bit of everywhere. How would someone be able to manage an international organization, looking at the difference of times, looking at, like, what do you do to keep in communication with everybody from different time zones?
We've got Facebook. It's opened up a whole world of to talk to people at any time and anywhere. I mean, I tend to. There's a 5-hour difference, say, from the US to the UK, and from Dubai there's 4 hours, and Ghana's I think it's an hour behind us. It's the core days, your early evening, late night is the time when everybody's around, and it's just basically Facebook is there. There's always a message. You can always answer back. And, if it's really important, personally, I answer the phone if they call, because obviously they wouldn't phone at, silly hour in the morning unless it was something serious. But, it's the Facebook. and instant messaging, and there's lots of ways around.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Now, many people who get involved at least early on in the network marketing profession, they look at it as a vehicle to get rich, or accumulate wealth. While that is possible as well, I can challenge many people that there's a lot more than just money in life. Can you define or give us your definition of success in your own perspective?
In my own perspective?
Yep.
Well, being able to feed my children. It's not necessarily being a millionaire, because at the end of that would be lovely. I think it's being happy in what you do, and being happy and being able to spend time with my kids and feed my children and my animals and various things. That to me is my definition of success. Bringing my children up healthily with a good mindset as well, and having the money to enjoy life, not necessarily have cruises, but to be able to have a nice life with them.
Yeah, I agree. Although a cruise is not a bad idea, and I hear you got one in the horizon sometimes in September, which we're excited for you for that. There are many people who are going to be watching this video, Miss Claire, and they're going to be saying, "Well, I've never been in network marketing. I don't know what this thing even is." What would be your recommendation to them to do as far as taking a look at this profession? And for those of you who are watching, again. Miss Claire is a founding member of a company right now. Obviously, if you want to learn more about what she has going on, feel free to connect with her. She is tagged in this video, and she can educate you on that as well. But what recommendation do you have for the people who don't understand network marketing or don't have enough information about it? What should they do right away to be educated?
I'd say don't judge so quickly. I would say definitely read the book before you actually look at the cover. Don't just look at the cover, look inside the cover. I think to reach out to somebody who you respect or like, or you see somebody in the industry and ask questions, not necessarily about that business, but how they're getting on. But I would definitely say that go in with an open mind. It is different than traditional work, but it's not different, if that makes any sense. You still have to put in the hours. You still have to apply yourself. Nobody gets anywhere unless you try. So I think the thing is to reach out to people that you see that are respected, or people that are followed, or whatever. It doesn't matter what business, and talk to them.
Now, some people are going to say, "I'm scared."
Why are you scared? We're all nice.
Why are you scared? That's $1 million question. It's funny, and you and I have these conversations many, many times before. The mind only thinks backwards. It doesn't think forward. So whenever the mind thinks about the past experiences, automatically we assume, I'm going to go through that thing again. Last time I spoke to a young gal that, when I was younger, and I asked her out and she rejected me, and that stays with us for the rest of our lives. And we think every time we're going to talk to somebody about our business, that situation is going to occur again. But it's a new day, and we gotta just wake up and start with a brand new process. Talk to me a little bit about do you have a routine that keeps your mindset on a motivated side of life?
Do I have a routine? Gosh, yes. To be honest, I don't. I have a routine in the sense that I write that when I go to bed at night time. I write down basically what I'm going to plan to do tomorrow. Nice. It's a sort of very easy thing like that. Then I'd say 9 out of 10 times if I stick to it. There are the one occasions when everything goes wrong and the dogs or the car breaks down and whatever. But that's the beauty of being at home. You can do all those things. But yeah, at the end of the day, I tend to write down everything that I need to do tomorrow. And in the morning, I tend to wake up and go, right, new day, let's go. Jump out of bed and get on with my day. So that's the only routine I have, to be fair.
Well, you tend to also post on social media early in the morning a positive note, and you tag people in it. Why do you do that?
Well, I think if people are like me when you first get up, you go back to the mindset thing, things changing. I used to wake up in the morning and don't talk to me for the first 3 hours because I'm having my coffee and getting on with my day. Now I tend to get up thinking, right, how can I make somebody else happy? How can I do a post that gets a smile to somebody else? So I do that in the morning, and I've sort of tried to do one at the end of the night as well, just to sort of say, hope a great day, and hope your day was good as well. So it's just letting people know that there's other people out there thinking of them. It's not just about, as I say, but it's not about me. It's about everybody else.
Absolutely. And you know, talking about making people happy and creating a sense of motivation, do you think motivation is an inside job, or do you think it's something that we get from others?
I think it's a bit of both. I think you need it from others at times, but sometimes you can do it yourself. I think depending on your circumstances and what's happening in the day or in your life, I think motivation coming from others is always a great thing to have. And as I say, sometimes it comes from within. You don't need, you know, you can exude motivation yourself.
You know, if I were to tell you right now, hey, you know, you should quit network marketing and get a regular traditional job, and I'll pay you double what your network marketing company would pay you, would you do it?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm enjoying being home with my animals. I'm enjoying being able to do what I want when I want. And I'm enjoying meeting people from all around the world. If I went into a traditional job now, I'd be stuck within this circle of people. And although there's nothing wrong with that in some cases, so I like meeting people. I like people from all walks of the earth. And for me to be able to meet those people and find out about their lives, and I think it's because I've travelled so much in the past. I very sort of don't want to be tied down to a small area, if that makes any sense. And by working here, and obviously because I'm here with my parents and stuff, that I can still see the world, and network marketing enables me to do that.
What do you hope to see in network marketing as a profession? If there was something that you want to see network marketing be part of or do, what would that be?
What would I want to network marketing? Well, I would like it to change. I would like the ethos to change on the whole. I would like to see more companies caring about other people, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no. It's an open book in here on the show. I mean, this is live and as real could get. So, you know, it's all about giving people a sense of reality with positivity. Of course, we are very passionate about network marketing as a whole. We're professionals. And when I say this is live, we just dropped the book, which maybe this is the time to plug it in. The Lion Network Marketer, available in BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com. And there you have it. We just plugged it in. You know, it's important because many people see you on a screen speaking very eloquently and having a sense of control of your thoughts. And they might be saying, well, you don't understand our struggle. You don't know what we're going through. It's easy for you to say all these beautiful things. So it's important for us to call it for what it is. You know, network marketing is a profession. It is not a gig. It is not a side, you know, cash thing. It's not a hobby. You got to do it right or don't do it at all. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this. But then going back to that statement and talking about the way I speak and the control, I think it's judging a book by a cover as well, going back to the last statement, because we all, we all have difficulties in life, and it's how we get through them and go forwards it helps us change. And network marketing, with the motivation and everything that goes with it, with a good company or a good mentor, that brings you always step forward, you never step back. That makes it.
It makes complete sense, and I could not agree with you more. So we have this thing that we do every single time with our guests, and you know, I love the fact that I don't prep anybody for it because it makes it fun for me. So this is the one-word topic where I tell you a word and you have to spontaneously tell me the first thing that comes to mind, and I'm gonna do my very best to make you choke. And I still have never had the opportunity to make anybody just stop and drown in their own words. But let's see what happens with you. You ready for it?
Okay.
Here it comes. First word, corporate.
Busy.
MLM.
Different.
Self-employment.
Fun.
Honesty.
I can't think of the word to say now.
Oh my.
Necessary.
Training.
Needed.
Vision.
Needed? Can I say the same word twice?
No, you can't. I'll give you another 2 seconds. 1. You're choking. We got our very first one. Here, I'll give you a break. I'll let that one slide. Happiness.
Has, happiness, did you say?
Yep.
Essential.
Team.
Important.
Time.
Not needed.
Judgment.
Stop.
Planning.
Yes.
Motivation.
Definitely.
Ali.
Fantastic.
Much love to all of you. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We just had the one and only Pip. Pip, if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way to connect with you and communicate with you?
I would say my Facebook page. It's there, and I will always answer anybody's questions or say hi to anybody. So anybody wants to say hi, I'm here anytime. But that would be the best way at the moment.
And there you have it. She just gave you full permission to make her busy. Especially, she likes to be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay? So you feel free to shoot her a message on Facebook Messenger, connect with her, and you can piggyback off of ideas you can learn from her incredible experience. And Pip, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your... it's 12:30 a.m. in the UK right now, and you giving us your respectful time, and that means a whole lot to us. Just don't forget, folks, this will be obviously forever in our business page. We're also going to repurpose it on YouTube. We're also going to be repurposing it on SoundCloud and everywhere else that we can repurpose this video. So definitely feel free to catch us up in different platforms and different places. And just a quick reminder that tonight, literally in about 28 minutes, we are having the second webinar where we've done a series of webinars, and we're doing a second one about branding, about personal branding specifically. And there is a link. It's a complimentary webinar. It's about an hour and 15 minutes of information that is worth thousands of dollars. I cannot stress this enough for you. My wife and I have built a business and a brand around these strategies that we're going to be educated on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And the link for that is, ready for it? workwithali.com/strategy. That is workwithali.com/strategy, and you can reserve your seat. You will not have access at 8 o'clock. You have to register before, and then you're going to receive a link to be able to log in, or obviously at the time of the webinar itself, you can just press it and you'll have part of it. So I cannot thank you all enough for taking the time. Make sure you share this video, because there are many people who are suffering in silence, and be the beacon of light, be the shining example, be the leader your team needs you to be, and watch the magic happen as they will stick with you, they will support you, and raise you right to the top. Pip, we thank you, and I'm pretty sure I will be seeing you in about a half an hour in our webinar. And to you all, this has been another webinar at the ME Show. Take care, everybody.